Hey people, welcome back to the channel. Before I even start with today's topics, let me say a happy, good, healthy, progressive, and just strong 2022. You probably have some New Year's resolutions and I don't have them. I used to have them way back, like years back. But I always got caught in the trap of starting them new in the next year. So for me, it is not that beneficial. If I want to do something, I just start at the moment that I want to do it. And most of the time, if I decide something to do, I do it right away. So New Year's resolution for me don't really work. However, don't let it stop you from doing the things that you want to do, because I can't understand how it can be something that stimulates somebody to start something new, fresh, and really plan yourself for any change that you want to do, whether it's something that you want to stop doing or whether it's something that you want to start doing. So over the past couple of months, my studio became very cluttered. A lot of stuff, and what it means for me is that I cannot think straight, and it's also quite hard to work in a very small studio that is already cluttered and there's a lot of things and I cannot move my big behind. So I had to start with a small cleanup. A clean studio for me is just a better way of working. I just have to admit it. I know. I know that there are a lot of people that just like to work and like to keep the way they keep the things in their studio, but I just came to the conclusion that for me, eventually, I need my space. I need space. So yeah, it was actually not that bad. All the stuff that I had was under this small table that I use to put all my paintings when I'm painting. So it was just literally taking all of the trash out and bringing them into the container and just having a little bit more space and a little bit of a arrangement in the studio.
Hey, so yeah, this is the part where I was talking about decluttering my studio. A lot of trash, a lot of mess. Well, seemingly it looks like a lot, but it was pretty okay. So here's the studio on my left side. It looks a lot better, I promise you. This was causing me not to think clearly anymore, and I cannot really work in chaos. Eventually, I have to make some space so I can move and think more freely. So, the plan is just to throw everything out and enjoy the space that I have in my studio, which is already pretty small. And you already know my dilemma of working in a small studio with big pieces, but yeah, this just needs to go. All of it now. I want to mess unnecessary objects. So let's make a trip to the container. Now, listen, I live in a really old building. So every time I walk down these stairs, I mind my steps because everybody who's walking in the building sounds like some wild horses. I kid you not. So I think I live on the fourth floor. I'm not quite sure because in the Netherlands we have a different type of system. But anyway, now we are outside. There are containers on each corner of the street, so I don't have to walk all too far to throw anything out. But the downside is I have to make some trips up and down the stairs. Anyway, it's good for my health. So here we are, and good riddance. So this was also the second and last trip up and down because I already knew there was still some mess in the hallway, and I was about to use every single space that I had between my arms and my hands to take everything with me. So we are walking upstairs, almost there, and getting rid of the last pieces of trash. And there it is, clean, decluttered, just the way I like it.
Now I still have the big dilemma that this studio is still too small. Now I have been looking for new spaces and I've been active with it. So that is something that I've been doing, yet I still have to find something that really fits me. So I think the saga continues. The search is going to continue, and as soon as I find another studio that really fits my budget and also the look that I have for the size that I need, for its functionality, because I need to store the paintings in that studio and I also need to be able to work in it. It has to have those functionalities. That's just an absolute must. It needs to be at least 4 times the size that I'm sitting in right now, or else I might as well just stay in this particular studio. A lot of the studios that I have seen are pretty expensive. So I'm walking against the fact that I have to deal with a budget. I have to deal with a budget that I have in mind for myself. And in the meantime, I'm just making the best out of it. I'm just making sure that whatever it is that I can create right now, I'm able to create. I don't think I will be going to bigger pieces, because then I'm just making it a lot harder on myself to maneuver myself here in this particular space that I have. So I'm just going to keep to no bigger than the ones that I've already created. And the biggest one that I've created is, I would say, 90 centimeters by 120 centimeters. So that is already a huge painting. So for now, I cannot go any bigger than that until I find myself in a new, bigger, affordable studio. Things are going the way they are going right now. I'm pretty satisfied and also actually very grateful for the fact that I do have a space that is separate from any other space in this house, and where I can at least work with what I have. So it is not all too bad. And the pieces that I've created are already pretty big and challenging. So I can consider myself actually to be one of the lucky ones, instead of, looking at the downside of, oh, I don't have a bigger space and I cannot do what it is that I want to do. No, I have space and I can do what it is that I want to do, and I can do it in my own environment, in peace and in silence. Well, at least most of the time. So what I did this week is that I created some new pictures. And that is because the pictures that I made before, I was not really all too happy about it. And let me be honest, making photos of your paintings is kind of hard. There is a certain way that you need to handle this. As you can see, this is one of the latest paintings that I created called I Am King. And it's standing there now in my living room as I'm making pictures of it, because I want to create some test prints just to see how it looks and get a feel of what the quality will be and also how it will look on print, which is very important, of course, because I'm going to sell it on online in my shop. So before I really can sell it and put it online, and that concerns the prints, I have to make some test prints first. So what I do is that I make a couple of pictures. I make as many as I can, and I do that in natural daylight. I'm pretty good with Adobe. So with Photoshop, I make sure that I remove anything that I really don't like to see on the print, on the photo, and then I send it off to the store, to the business that makes the prints for me, and get them within 2 weeks. So I'm very excited for this process. What I am going to do is I'm going to offer the original on the website. That will be done, I think, very soon, maybe already today actually. So as soon as this one is on the website, I will also announce that on the social media platform that this one is available for sale. And mind you, I still have to finish 2 others. I still have to finish 2 others. But I'm very, very happy for the way this one came out. I was very hesitant. I got to be honest with you. I was very hesitant about this particular painting, or actually the size of the painting, because I never worked on a canvas that was this big. So for me to work on something this big and really got, I really got the challenge out of it. It came out lovely. And it just shows that you just need to trust the process. You need to trust whatever vision you have for yourself and go with it. So I'm going to stop right now because I'm going to edit the photos. I'm going to make some test prints, and very soon I will also be sharing them with you. It is an ongoing process. Every time I create something, I try my best to make the pictures as clear and as close to the original possible. Now, can I do that with the camera that I have and the surroundings and the light sources? I can do my best. But it will of course never be the same as, for instance, sending off the paintings to a company that can scan them in for me. Now, I have done that before. I've done it for the painting called No Guilt, Just Honor. And for that particular painting, I made scans, or I had the company made scans of the painting and send them to me. And I have to say, that is the best option. Or another option would be me investing into a camera that is like thousands and thousands of euros. And, you know, for the purpose that I need it for, I consider that a little bit over the top. Yeah, just a little bit over the top. Now, I did not show you how I photographed everything, and that is because my process is of course not going to be the same process that you might have for your own artistic output. But the thing that I can definitely share with you is that, one, invest in a really good camera. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of euros for that. You can get a good camera below €1,000. And then you are pretty good. Secondly, make use of daylight and an extra light source. 2, if you really want to be fancy with it. Number 3, have an editing program. So for me, like I already said in the previous clip, it is Adobe. I have literally sat for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours working with this program. So this is something that I have learned over the years, and I have made it actually my mission to be as good as possible to work in Adobe Photoshop. I'm not an expert, but I know how to work myself around it and find the functions and programs that really help me get the best result that I need. If you're not really good at that, just start with where you are starting. Start as simple as you possibly can and then work yourself up. If you have the coins, if you have the budget to maybe scan your paintings or your illustrations or photos, then do that. It is always a better option to have another company who is specialized in that and has the equipment and the time and of course just the expertise to perform this for you, to let them do that instead of yourself. The advantages of them are the fact that you are not dealing with different shadows and light sources that are falling on your painting. And because my paintings have a layer of varnish, I'm always dealing with that, with reflection, with the way that you see the structure and the texture of the painting. And when somebody scans that, the light falls on each particular place of the painting or any other art piece that you have at the same way, in the same intensity. So there are no differences in that. And that creates a really beautiful, clear, well-saturated image. So, well, that is it. It's a quick but strong start of 2022. I'm very happy that I made it so far, and I hope that you are also very excited to see what's going to happen here on this platform. And of course, there are a lot of great things that I have for you all in the planning. So stay tuned, subscribe, share, like, comment, and that will help, of course, make this platform grow. As for now, I'm going to say have a good one, have a good day. I hope to see you next time, and take care. Bye, y'all.